Whether you set goals at the beginning of the year or you have resolutions that you have promised yourself you would do in the new year, now is the time to make sure that you're on track so that you can follow through with your goals and resolutions for the remainder of the year. I'm sure you've heard that most people will quit their resolutions after just 1 week. When asked why they don't stick with their resolutions, many people will say that they don't have the time, resources, or support to keep this motivation up so that they can stick to their resolution. This can be true of goals as well. When you want to ensure you're reaching your goals and sticking to your resolutions, you need to make sure that you're following through. This includes checking in to see how you're doing and being truthful to yourself if you feel that you're slipping and you need to realign yourself so that you can continue to move forward. In today's podcast episode, I'm going to help you take a realistic approach to making sure that you're staying on track or picking yourself up and getting back on track early in the year. I don't want you going a few more months into this year and just giving up on your resolutions and goals. You made promises to yourself to reach these goals, and today I'm going to hold you accountable and give you a second chance if you found that it was much easier to make your resolution than to keep your resolution. Resolutions and goals are important to your business, whether you're just getting started with your business, you're self-employed, a solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business owner, bookkeeper, or a virtual assistant. Many of the resolutions business owners make revolve around the organization of their financial data or their bookkeeping. Listen in and let me help you make a lasting change with the resolutions and goals that you've set up for this year. You're listening to the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, where we get straight to the point on topics that ultimately affect your bottom line. That's right, as an entrepreneur with a small business, money management, growth, marketing, they all affect your bottom line. I'm your host, Chris Ponick. I'm a certified public accountant, and I've been helping small business owners like you navigate and easily understand these complicated topics for over 25 years. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a small business owner myself, so I know your time is valuable. In my free time, I make the best sugar cookies and have mastered an amazing chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's not just my opinion. You're in the right place. I promise your time will be well spent here. Each week, you'll gain confidence and clarity while making a successful impact on your business and grow your bottom line. Get comfy, grab a cookie, and let's get straight to the point with this week's episode. Welcome back. Think about your feelings at the end of the year and how you were so positive about the goals and resolutions that you were setting. You knew at that time you could reach these goals, but you might be thinking twice about those feelings and second guessing if you can stick to your resolutions or reach your goals. Today, I'm going to help you ensure that you have everything set up correctly to stick to your resolutions and goals, because if you thought they were important at the end of the year, they're still just as important today. We're not going to let a little time that has slipped by change how you think about the remainder of the year. One of the resolutions or goals that I hear from business owners is that they're going to stay up to date with their bookkeeping and eliminate the stress that they have when they fall behind. For today's podcast example, I'm going to use this scenario, but you'll find that everything that I talk about today can easily be applied to whatever your resolution or goal was for this new year. All in all, no matter where you are with your goals or your resolutions, you need to make sure that you follow these tips to have a successful outcome. First, we're going to start out with the fact that to follow through with your resolutions, you need to be ready. Knowing that you want and need to have your bookkeeping in order is just one part of the follow-through. You need to know that you are ready. You must realize that having your bookkeeping up to date would be much more helpful than letting it fall behind. You also need to be ready to take the steps to make a change and follow through with this change. If you're not mentally ready to follow through on this resolution, you may need to look deeper into your why and use this to help carry you through sticking to your resolution. If you weren't ready to get your bookkeeping up to date at the beginning of January, maybe after you've gone through the steps to realize just how much being caught up will benefit your business as well as your stress levels, you may be ready to get back on track today. As much as keeping up with your bookkeeping is a pretty good resolution, a better resolution or goal would be to make it even more specific and break it down into manageable pieces. You may choose to have all of your invoicing and your bills paid on a weekly basis, and once everything for the month has been recorded, you're able to reconcile your bank accounts. Your specific goal could be to have all of your bookkeeping for the prior month, as well as your bank reconciliations, done by the 10th of the following month. Be realistic about this, though, and make sure that you're setting achievable goals that you know you can meet. By focusing on one specific goal, you'll eliminate feelings of overwhelm, and it can boost your self-confidence in knowing that you can do this. Even if you haven't touched your bookkeeping for the year so far, this is no reason to give up on your goal, but you may need to implement some planning so that you can hit your goals in the upcoming months. Like I mentioned earlier, you may want to plan to enter your invoices and your bills in on a weekly basis. If this plan won't work for you, then you need to come up with a plan so that you can reach your goal. Write your plan down and block off time in your calendar so that each process will get done. Make a list of things that you need to do to achieve your goal and schedule them so that they will get done. If you're an accountant or high-stress professional, you want to start enjoying your life more, both at work and at home. You've likely built a successful career, but at what cost? The problem is, you're so buried in deadlines and to-do lists that there's no time or energy left for the things that really matter. You're great at managing clients, deadlines, and numbers, but your own stress, time, and well-being? Well, they always seem to come last. The constant pressure leads to burnout, guilt, and feeling like no matter how much you do, it's never enough. I see this all the time. As a CPA with over 20 years of experience and a certified coach, I've helped high-achieving professionals, just like you, go from stress and burnout to a more integrated and balanced lifestyle using the reinvention process. This process helps you reduce stress, reclaim your time, and finally build a healthier, happier, and more balanced lifestyle without sacrificing your success. The truth is, stress doesn't go away on its own, and eventually the cost isn't just exhaustion, it's your health, your relationships, and your love for the work you once enjoyed. If you're ready to build a life that you don't need a vacation from, it's easy to get started. First, schedule your complimentary stress audit and clarity session, where in just one session, I'll help you pinpoint what's really draining your time and energy. Create a personalized action plan to help you simplify your life, reclaim your time, and increase your productivity so that you start living with more energy, focus, and freedom. You don't have to keep doing this alone. I can help you customize a plan to stop the overwhelm and start enjoying your life again. Go to financialadventure.com, click on the Work With Me button, and book your free session today. Let this be the moment that you stop just surviving and start living with more control and finally enjoy a more integrated and balanced lifestyle again. In the meantime, check out all the other resources and solutions on my website that you can immediately apply to your life so that you can stop being stressed out and feeling like you're never doing enough, and instead breathe a sigh of relief at the end of the day knowing you've accomplished enough and can enjoy your life more. Once you have these steps in place, you'll see how much more manageable it is to reach your goal or to stick to your resolution. If your goal was to start this in January and you're finding yourself in a place where nothing has been done yet, make sure that you're starting with a small task to take on rather than the whole process of doing your bookkeeping monthly. Don't get discouraged, and definitely don't feel like it's too late to reach your goal of having your bookkeeping caught up. It's pretty simple to get 1 month of transactions recorded and back on track for the next month. Making changes like these can be hard if you have always let your bookkeeping go in the past. You may even find that you're only able to do 2 months of bookkeeping at a time rather than 1 month at a time. But this would be much better than having an entire year of bookkeeping that you need to get caught up quickly when you know that the tax deadline is approaching. Following through with resolutions and reaching goals can be much easier and successful when you have a support system in place. Just like any other resolution, whether it be weight loss, exercise, or finances, if you have someone there to help you when times get rough, you'll be much more accountable and motivated to follow through. This support can come in many different ways. You may find a family member or a friend that you can talk to about your resolutions or your goals, or you may find that when you are going through all of the tasks that need to be done, that you just don't have the time to do it all. You may need to find a bookkeeper who can help you stay on track to meet your needs. Your accountant or your tax preparer could also help you follow through and stay on course. But the main thing to realize here is that you need to let others know that you would like their support. Tell them how you would like them to help you. Maybe you just want them to check in once a month to see how you're doing, or you might work better when someone is checking in on a weekly basis. This will more than likely change as you have your processes set up and you start crushing your goals. But make sure that you have someone who you can trust to help support you. Next, I want you to consistently think about your why. Why did you decide that having your bookkeeping up to date was so important that you made it one of your resolutions or goals for this year? By reminding yourself why you wanted to set this goal, you'll be renewing the motivation that you had in the beginning, and this will help you fuel your ambition to keep going. Do some forward thinking. What will the end of the year look like when all of your bookkeeping is neatly organized, everything is recorded, all of your accounts are reconciled, and you're able to make smart business decisions prior to the end of the year so that you're able to take advantage of tax planning situations before the end of the year? This is where you will find that your business can reach a new level and can be even more profitable and help you keep more of those tax dollars in your pocket. By getting yourself back on track now, you can still reach your goals of having your bookkeeping up to date. 1 month of falling behind is no reason to give up on your goal or your resolution. It's only a time to reassess what is or isn't working and develop a new plan if your initial plan didn't work. I know you can do this if you put your mind to it. And if you need help or are unable to find a support person, let me know. Having a mentor can shorten the learning curve and help you reach your personal and your business goals faster. And you know I'm going to ask, what's at least one thing that you'll take away from this episode that will help your business succeed and grow your bottom line? If you need some accountability, join our private Facebook community and post your action item. We'd love to support you. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this episode of Mastering Your Small Business Finances. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, I'd love for you to give it a 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Visit financialadventure.com for the show notes, links from this episode, and while you're there, leave a comment if you have a topic you're interested in learning more about that affects your bottom line. If you're looking for a community where you can ask questions and get feedback about your small business, join my private Facebook group. You can find the links to this group and more on financialadventure.com. And remember, any financial information shared on this podcast is not to be considered professional, financial, or tax advice and should not be solely relied upon. Please consult your CPA or tax advisor for an opinion on your specific circumstances. I'm looking forward to having you tune in next time. Until then, dream big, follow your heart, and love what you do.